What's up, gamers? It's your boy bogur here, and I wanted to share some information with you guys to make a very emergency video talking about something that recently happened with Contenders, with Tier 2. If you don't know what Contenders is, it's basically the thing that comes before Overwatch League, where you pick up the players for Overwatch League, which is, the professional esports side of Overwatch. And very recently something happened that really disappointed me personally, and I've never been a fan of Contenders in general. I have played in Contenders before, and I've had a lot of issues with Contenders and Contenders admins and stuff, and I kind of hope that Blizzard is going to improve, especially with Overwatch 2 coming out and stuff, because Tier 2 is very important. It is very, very important for any healthy esports. There's something that currently is happening in Overwatch Tier 2, and it's called Contender Strike. And the reason why it's happening currently is because during the finals of Contenders Summer Series A-Sides, Day 5, Contenders Europe to be exact, something very unique happened, which is inexcusable in my mind. I even hate that it happened. I hate the fact that it even exists as a situation, as a thing. As we can see from this tweet from Crondrop, where he's quite infuriated over the fact that he and his team, to be exact, his managers and the enemy team, they both asked if it's going to be a best of 7 a day before the match began, and it has been confirmed that the match is going to be a best of 7. Now, he actually provided proof that they actually asked the admins if it's going to be a best of 7. And as you can see here, it has been confirmed by the admins it's going to be a best of 7. Now, you might ask yourself, well, bogur, what is the issue exactly here? Well, turns out it was a best of 5, not a best of 7. And, you know what? You guys might be like, well, it's okay, it's not that bad. They just say it before the tournament begins, before the match begins. Nope, not at all. That's not what happened. In the middle of the match, when the enemy team got 3 wins, the other team started getting wins back. They started getting a reverse sweep. It became a 3-2. So Munich Esports were leading with 3 wins, and then O2 Esports started getting more wins. They got 2 wins, at which point the admins canceled the match. Yep, that is exactly what happened. They legit canceled the match in the middle of the tournament. Because why? Because they forgot to read the rules. They forgot to check if it was a best of 7 before the match. Not only that, but the teams actually asked them a day before, and they couldn't be bothered to check. They just said yes. And then in the middle of the match, they cancelled it all. They just ended it and gave the win to Munich Esports. You know what's even more infuriating? That this stuff was in the schedule. It was written a best of 7, and they just decided that they're gonna end it all. They just decided in the middle of the match, not before the match. They didn't double check, triple check. They didn't know. They just said, nope, it's over. Now, you might ask me, okay, well, why is that so bad? It is terrible. There is no competitive integrity involved. There is nothing. It just shows that Blizzard doesn't care. These people put their lives, they put their time, they put their heart and their love into the game to be the best, and Blizzard is shitting on them. They're literally pushing them aside and couldn't be bothered to read the rules and tell them what the rules are. Not to mention that these players had the hope and had the desire to win. They started doing a comeback, and they put in the effort and the times from their life to compete, to fight at the end and start getting a reverse sweep. Could have very well have won the entire thing if they kept going, and nobody now knows. They could have been robbed from a victory that might as well have been very important to them. It might mean a lot to them. It's money on the line, it's reputation on the line. It is disappointing as a professional player to have that taken away from you because of some admin that didn't read his own rules, their own rules that they probably wrote or Blizzard wrote. It's their only job, and they couldn't do that. As of what Crondrop wrote as proof, we also have what Kev H, the owner of Ex Oblivion, wrote. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, but they also wrote their side of the story, which is very similar to Crondrop, and maybe even a little bit worse, to be honest. Basically what they said is that they basically said that they double-checked the game battles rules, which says a first to 4, as we can see here, which means a best of 7. So the first team that gets 4 map wins, they win. Not only that, we can also see that they personally asked the admins if it's going to be a first to 3 or first to 4. They got no reply, to which their coach actually DM'd the admins, and they actually got a reply saying that it's going to be a first to 3. Okay, that's fine, but they then corrected themselves and said it's going to be a first to 4, which is kind of confusing, kind of bad, because they had the correct version in the beginning, and then they kind of screwed it up, because they said it's going to be a first to 4 at the end. Then Munich Esports reached out to Blizzard staff and they also confirmed it's going to be a best to 4. As we can see here, they're writing more details about the entire situation where Munich was 3-0 in the match and then O1 Esports started winning. And then Blizzard decided to end up giving Munich Esports a 3-0 win. All teams and all players started protesting against it and overflooded the Discord. And Blizzard hosted a little call in the Discord where they still decided to do a 3-0 win for Munich, which is unacceptable in my opinion because they made the mistake here and nobody else was at fault but Blizzard, and you shouldn't punish the players for that. You could have resolved this in so many different ways. You could have let them play the entire match, but maybe it's going to be a little bit difficult because they have a schedule to uphold, but again, it is their mistake. They could have rescheduled the match if they wanted so, or they could have made an official apology. They could have done a lot of different things to actually fix the entire situation, but they decided not to. Also, if your argument of why they shouldn't play the entire match is because they have a tight schedule, well then why did they start playing the entire match from a best of 7 point of view if they didn't have the time for it? I'm pretty sure they could have put in a little bit more time to finish up the match, because now the really fun part about all of this is that we have two teams currently refusing to play their match. And they're refusing to play their match as a contender strike method. They do not want to play their match because they don't want to give content to contenders. They don't want to play their match because they want to protest against what's happening. And rightfully so. They have the choice to do it. And instead of the admins fixing the issue or understanding that there is an actual issue right now, they are threatening to actually punish the players. To punish them, not by just canceling the match and just disqualifying them for this one match, but disqualifying from the entire tournament, disqualifying them from the future tournament, the B-side tournament, and take away all of their prize money if they refuse to play the tournament. Now, I'm fairly certain that the only thing the players truly care about is doing Torb 1v1s. Yep, the teams that are refusing to play are currently doing Torb 1v1s in an officially broadcasted match by Blizzard. And it's quite funny actually, because they're refusing to play normally and they're just fighting Torb 1v1. And if you want to know who won the Torb 1v1, it was Quartz from O1 Esports against Cloud. He was doing it against Cloud, so he won that Torb 1v1. And after that, we have some Orisa 1v1s, which is pretty funny. But it's a sign of protesting because they need to play and the show must go on because Blizzard demands it. So here you have it. They're playing the tournament. They're playing the matches. At which point Blizzard just paused the match and decided after quite some time to just cancel the entire thing and end the series as it is. Now, as I was making this video, Blizzard actually came out with an official statement, official tweet, replying to the entire situation, and I'm gonna read it out now. Prior to the start of the EU upper bracket finals of the A-side Summer Series tournament between O1 Esports and Munich Esports, teams received information stating that the series would be played as a first to 4 series. This information conflicted with the official rules distributed at the start of the tournament, which stated that the match would be a first to 3 series. During the match, tournament administrators identified the error and halted the series, declaring Munich Esports the winner, as directed by the official rules. After investigating the circumstances, we have determined that maintaining consistency with our most recent communication to teams, which stated the match was a first to 4 series, is the fairest course of action. As a result, the series will resume tomorrow, Friday, July 29th, as a first to 4 series, with Munich Esports leading 3-2 and possession of the next map choice. Now, what do I actually think about all of that? Well, it's great news, to be honest. The team that was actually doing a comeback actually is gonna get a chance to finish their comeback tomorrow. And to be honest, that is great news. That is very, very, very fair. Now, I want Blizzard to keep this up. I don't want this to be a one-time situation where everyone started protesting and things happen. I want Blizzard to keep consistency. I want them to be consistent with their rules, and I want them to hold themselves accountable as well as their admin staff. It took Contenders being top 3 trending currently for it to change. It took us to make Contenders trending on Twitter for anything to change. It took us to protest, which leads me to believe that we actually have power over what happens. We actually have some power, and we need to not abuse it, but we need to speak up when we disagree. And this was a great time where we actually spoke out against it and something changed. And Blizzard needs to remember this, and they need to keep up with this. They need to not allow this stuff to happen. It happens all the time. It happens everywhere all the time in Blizzard or in Tier 2. It is insane, even in Overwatch League. The inconsistencies are ridiculous. Now, I don't want this to happen again. I don't want them to waste anyone's time. I don't want them to, you know, just be so careless about all of this, okay? They need to show the fact that they care about the scene, and they need to keep showing it. And to be honest, I don't have any hope that they will do anything like that. I feel like this is going to be a one-time thing. I don't think they are going to change anything. This is just damage control at the end of the day. It's just one match. It's not going to fix all the underlying issues that Contenders has at the end of the day. And Contenders has always had these issues. Now, I do want to point out a few things. I want to point out that it's not the fault of Munich Esports. I think it's not their fault at all, and they shouldn't be forced to choose. They shouldn't be forced to choose to play out the match because it's their prize money and it's their choice. It doesn't matter. It's the fault of the admins and Blizzard and Contenders. It's not their fault. So don't go around chasing them or, you know, punishing them or talking trash about them, okay? It's not their fault at all. Second of all, it's not the fault of the casters. Any of the casters involved, it's not their fault. It's not the fault of Dustin, it's not the fault of anyone that casts the matches or anyone in chat, okay? It's not their fault, so you don't need to blame them either, okay? No need to go after anyone here in particular. Blizzard should be held accountable. We shouldn't be witch hunting, okay? So, without further to say, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I do want you all guys to check out Contenders whenever you can, and check out the teams, check out the players, any of the players that I actually talked about here, Crown Drop, Health, anyone like that, the teams, the players, check out their streams, they stream a lot. What matters is you supporting Tier 2 and keeping the scene alive whenever you can. There's a lot of great stories, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on, okay? Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.